Today I show you the new knuckle gels by Knuckle Sandwich that look like something out of Fight Club, and I also show you the fit to box hand wrap technique to include a knuckle gel pad. Hello and welcome to Fit to Box. I'm Coach Simon, and here on Fit to Box I bring you all things boxing equipment. I have featured on the channel before Knuckle Sandwich and their knuckle guards. And as you can see there is a super stylish one that they've done with Knuckle Club on there, but it's fairly obvious that that's a direct reference to the film Fight Club, that classic Fight Club film, but they look really good in the pink and also with Knuckle Club on there. So I did a video last week which was around protecting your hand, and part of that I did the Fit to Box hand wrap, which was just with a 4.5 meter wrap. Today I'm going to do a 4.5 meter wrap with the actual knuckle guard. Of course, you can get lots and lots of these gel knuckle guards from lots of different places. This one, of course, is just from Knuckle Sandwich. So I'm going to use this because I do think it's one of the coolest ones that I've ever seen. Okay, so I've got my 4.5 meter hand wrap. And again, these are from Knuckle Sandwich there with like the sweets and almost like M&Ms or Smarties or little jellies on there. And so I'll show you the Fit to Box way to do the actual knuckle wrap. So the knuckle gel, you have to have it there on the front of the knuckle. Try not to put it right onto the knuckle like that, because during the wrapping process it'll just pull back like so, and you really need that extra protection there. So when you start, you have it like that. Splay the fingers, that's very important. Don't wrap your hands with your fingers together. You splay like so, and then that's in the correct position to start to wrap. So 4.5 meter stretch hand wraps by Knuckle Sandwich. Featured them before. Really like what they've done at Knuckle Sandwich. They're looking at sort of obviously novelty ideas when it comes to food and the like. So the Fit to Box technique is 3 times round the wrist. You go over the back there, the loop goes over the thumb, over the rear of the hand, and then 1, 2, 3 around the wrist. Okay, so 3 times around the wrist. Then over the back of the thumb, over the back of the hand, and then you're in that position there. And then once more, a second time over the back of the thumb, like so. Okay, so now we get to the point where we're going to go up to that knuckle. So we go up to the pinky finger, like so. We wrap round once and wrap round twice, and you come to the forefinger here. Now, when I do a normal hand wrap without the knuckle pad, without the gel knuckle pad, what I do is I do 3 times around at that point. I'm only doing 2 at that point, and I'm going to go back at the rear of the hand there, and then here, which I call the anchor point. So you're now in a position to go through the fingers. So you go through that little finger, and see what I did with my fingers there is I'll just wiggle them, and that allows the wrap to really settle. So I've gone from my anchor point here, through the little finger and the ring finger gap, and then here to that forefinger, again across. You can see that cross at the back of the hand with the wrap, and I'm back to my anchor point again. Then I'm going through the middle of the fingers, and that middle one, again I'm in that position. I take it to the forefinger. Again, we're going across, so that really is locking down the wrap, and I'm wiggling my fingers to make sure that it's nice there. So you can see I've only got 1 finger left. I'm at the anchor point again. I go up and there, and then I've gone through all of the fingers. So in this position here, the Fit to Box way is the other way. So we go that way, so we don't go that way, we go the other way. So as I've got that there, I go the other way, and I'm just going to go round the knuckle once, just to lock that in there. Just get that round there. And then I'll start to then make my way down the back of the hand. As you can see, I'm pulling it a little bit tighter now as I go over the back of the hand. And then I'm overlapping each bit of strap with each revolution as I get to the wrist. And then once I'm at the wrist, I've then got the Velcro. And with that Velcro, I can then just secure that off. And as you can see, I'm in that position there. I've got all of the fingers done. Feels nice and tight. and also I've got that knuckle protection on the knuckle, and then I clear the palm and then give that a pinch there to create another grip bar. And then I've got a really nice hand wrap. What I always say with hand wraps, whether you're doing just a 4.5 meter or whether or not you're doing it with a gel knuckle pad, is try to do the same technique every single time, and then you won't have one hand that is more comfortable than the other. So that there is a fantastic wrap. The Fit to Box 4.5 meter wraps without the knuckle guard, my way of doing that is exactly the same as this, except for instead of going 3 times over the knuckle at the first time, I go 2, and that allows a little bit more at the back towards the end of the wrap. Okay, so not 3 times around the knuckle, just twice, cover over that knuckle pad. Of course, you don't need any extra on the actual knuckle protection because that's what the gel pad is doing. And then you have got a great hand wrap with that knuckle pad in the correct place, giving you that extra protection that you want in your hand wrap. Of course, most people, myself included, I like 4.5 meter stretch hand wrap, Mexican stretch hand wrap, and I find that is fine for my hands. Other people, especially if they've got knuckle problems or hand problems, other people do like to have a little bit extra knuckle protection, and that is where these knuckle pads from all the different companies come in. Okay, so I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it on the other hand. I'm going to go slightly quicker, but I'm going to use these, which is the Box Raw Nakatani Sparring Club wraps. So first of all, just put that in position there over the knuckles, and then I get the loop, we come this way, so I get the loop over the rear of the hand, like so, and then, as I said before, 3 times round, 1, 2, 3, over the back of the thumb, 1, back of the hand, 1, back of the thumb again, there, and then we're looking to go to the back, right to that pinky finger, okay, so I can just show you, and then we're going once around the front, so we're securing the front of the knuckle guard, then we're going another time, so that's the twice that I talked about. So now you've got the twice done. At that point, without the knuckle guard is where I would do a 3rd revolution. I don't need to here, I go rear of the hand to my anchor point, which is right there. First time through the little finger, again, that little wiggle does help, and I can feel the knuckle pad settling. Keep the wrap as flat as possible when it comes at the rear of the hand. Then we're going through the middle finger, again, flat as possible, wiggle the fingers through that first finger, and again, as I said before, going towards the little finger, so you've got that cross there you can see, and then I'll do 1 revolution just to secure there, as you can see, and then over the back, then start to slowly go over the back of the hand with these great hand wraps, really love these, and then round to secure off the wrist with the Velcro. Okay, again, clear the palm like so, create your grip bar, and you have got there an absolutely superb hand wrap, very, very comfortable, knuckle protection there from those Fight Club knuckle sandwich gel pads. Of course, they'll fit into your gloves. Sometimes you might need your gloves to be a little bit bigger to accommodate the extra knuckle. If your gloves are super tight, you might not get a knuckle guard in there. And that is the Fit to Box way to do a hand wrap with a gel knuckle. I've done that over the years. I've recently changed it. I used to go around the thumb towards the end, but I've realised actually this is a better way, so it's a slight tweak. And the reason I've realised that is obviously I do many hand wraps in the boxing gym, and over time there's just a little tweak here, a little tweak there, and that is the latest way to do a hand wrap with a gel knuckle pad. So hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe to Fit to Box, and I shall speak to you soon.